Yes, yes, yes. I think we're live. We're on. Welcome to show 445. I hope you're really good on this Wednesday. It's a beautiful morning here. And today we're going to get into a topic which I think many people who decide to go on a path or on a journey of growth and development and discovery will no doubt come up against. And I just want to share my thoughts on this from personal experience, from the experience of having worked with other people in this situation, to hopefully give you a wealth of process to go away and put some perspective on stuff, and hopefully make you think a little bit more about what the process is and how things happen when we leave people behind. Okay, leaving people behind is a natural process when you elevate yourself, right? So we're going to go into this process. So the title of this one is the blueprint to leaving people behind, and it's really about understanding it, really about nurturing it, and really accepting it is part of the journey of you becoming a much better human being, right? So let's get into it. Welcome to the Rise to Thrive show. I am your host, James Borman, and if you are coming through to this 445th show, then please do let me know in the comments whether you have had any experience of where you've had to move on from people you used to be friends with, from people that used to be in your world, to like leaving them behind. Okay, what did it feel like? Was it awkward? What was the conversations? Why did you do it? Anything that really gives anybody an insight, right? All right. So I'm a big believer that the people that we hang around with, there's a couple of components that we sort of have in common. We have the same beliefs, we have the same mentalities, we have the same communication, we have the same thought processes, and thoughts on the world, right? So if you surround yourself with people that show up at an average level, so what I mean, and by the way, like when I say average level, like I'm not saying this is a really bad thing, but what I'm saying is if you're around people who are not getting after life, who are just happy to get by, who are waiting for the alarm clock to go at the end of the day at work, looking to get home, living for the weekend, not really pushing themselves, that's their choice. That is a choice, right? How you live your life is a choice. Some people choose to live in an average state. Some people choose to live below an average state. I personally don't want that. I personally want to thrive and grow and live an elite level of life. I want to go out there and see what I can achieve, right? I'm 45 this year. Probably got about another 55 years left. But I want to make the most of everything, and I want to do that because I want to be a role model and superhero to all my kids, and I want to be the knight in shining armour to my wife, right? And I want to lead by example. So that's why I choose to live above average, okay? But when you surround yourself at that level with other people that are at that level, you naturally become that individual as well. Because you're around the same people. It's the same conversation. Maybe it's judging people. Maybe it's like complaining all of the time. Maybe it's making excuses of your weaknesses. Like, yeah, like, look at his belly, or I'm really crap at running, or like, I was meant to go to the gym and I'm here in the pub. Like there's numerous conversations, right, that you have where you have things in common. So when you start the journey of going, oh my God, I need to change, what we have to do is change those thought processes, those beliefs. We have to change our mindset from a fixed mindset, which where it stays the same, to a growth one. And usually when you're in a group, let's say you're in a group of 6 people that you associate with, in your mind something will trigger you to want to change. Okay, something will trigger you to want to change. So it could be a parent dying, it could be taking a look in the mirror, it could be something someone said, it could be losing your business or your job. But something will happen in your life where you just go, I am so sick of the same excuses of doing the same thing, of living this average lifestyle and not feeling like progress and not feeling achievement and not being proud of myself, not believing in myself. I'm sick of it. So something will happen and there will be this trigger, and it's almost like an earthquake, if you like. It kind of shakes you out. When the ground's shaking, you're like, fuck, I've had this epiphany. And some people will have that, and that will last for 2 weeks, and then go back to the way that they were living their lives, right? But some people will want to break away. There's this breakthrough that you have in your life, and you go, I desperately need to transform the way that I'm living my life. I need to make some changes. And you don't suddenly, as soon as you say that, you don't then suddenly go, right, I need to ditch these guys because they're not lifting me, they're not supporting me. You don't do that, all right? What you end up doing is going, right, what can I do? Okay, what you can do is that you can start working out more. Okay, so you're starting to work out when you normally would be in the pub, maybe. Okay, you're starting to work out more rather than making excuses and sitting home watching Netflix. Then you start going, right, I want more for my career. So then you maybe start a business. Maybe you grow your business. Maybe you look for another job. Maybe you pull your socks up at the job that you've got and you start showing up and your performance starts going up through the roof. Okay. Then there's your relationships. Then you go, well, I'm not supporting my wife like she deserves. I'm not becoming the leader of the family. I'm not making the decisions. I'm not the superhero to my kids. So I'm going to start being. So I'm going to start spending more time with them. And what we end up doing when we're trying to grow and develop ourselves is we start to build, okay, we start to build this little pattern of action. So you're starting to do things that you wouldn't normally do. You're starting to see changes that you haven't seen before. And then what you'll come up against, so if this is us at the very start with the people you hang around with, because you're then starting to grow here, and you're starting to do things, and then all of these people here are like, why are you doing that? Like, why are you doing that? Why are you always doing that? And then they start taking the mick out of you. And it's fine, it's banter and stuff, but then it becomes boring. And then you're kind of like, oh, same old jokes. And then you start coming up here and you've reached this growth mindset. And over about maybe 6 weeks to 6 months, somewhere along that line, you start realizing that you don't have those same beliefs that you did before. The same views on the world, the same mindset. Because suddenly they're still doing all the same things. And because you've elevated yourself, you can then start to see these other people and going, I don't really feel like I've got a lot of common with these guys anymore. And again, it's not a thing where you're going, I don't want to be around you guys. It's just that you don't have that much in common anymore. And what you start doing is meeting people who are on the same journey as you. So then you start seeing other people and start surrounding yourself with new circles. And those circles have the same mindsets as you. They want to improve themselves. They don't want excuses. They want to show up. So I look at my elite brotherhood community, and I look at what we have as a collective of like a couple of hundred guys, and they're spread out right across the UK, but they probably have more in common with each other in a virtual online digital community than they probably do with the people that are around them, because they're on the same journey, because they can be more open. The stuff that they will put in that group that is private, but they're willing to get it out there, and they're not willing to do that with the people around them. And that's because there's an element of trust that has disappeared. And that is slowly how we start leaving people behind. So we are here and we get to the next level. And then another 6 months we go, oh, do you know what, I want some more. So then we grow again, right? So then we start pushing the boundaries of what's possible. So we then become further and further and further, and these people are here all staying the same. And what you'll sometimes end up getting is an element of jealousy, bitterness, you know, because suddenly when you're here, they have to take a look at themselves, even if it's just maybe for a couple of weeks. They go, well, Johnny's starting to grow, Johnny's lost 2 stone, Johnny's got a promotion, Johnny's got a great relationship with his wife, Johnny's always with his kids, we never see Johnny anymore. That's because Johnny's busy living his life at an elite level. He's going above and beyond, okay, the average mentality, right? And the thing that I've learned about this job is that you come across lots of different people. There is, over the last, what have I been running the main coach since 20, so coming up to 5 years, And we've helped over 12,000 guys, okay, just from our 5-day challenge. Remember when I used to do my 5-day challenge? My 5-day challenge would be free. 5 days worth of coaching, guidance, blueprint, everything that you needed to do to be one of those guys that elevated yourself here. And when I spoke to other guys, and I used to say, how come you never pursued it? How come you never, and I just got caught up with my mates with the excuses. Do you know what I mean? I just end up getting loads of like jit from my mates, so I just couldn't be bothered with it. Honestly, these are some of the feedbacks that people were coming back with. If you're going to be a high achiever, right? High achieving family man, if you're a business owner, if you're a working professional and you're in that mix and you're just not reaching your potential, you have to take a look at your surroundings. You have to take a look at the people that are around you. You have to look at what people are saying about it. Because you are, if you want to elevate and grow, going to have to detach yourself from those people's beliefs, what they think you should be doing, their judgments, because it doesn't matter. Because it's none of your business what they think. You have to break free. You have to break through, break free, and become the guy that you really want to be. Or you can continue doing what you're doing. You can keep going through the same cycle. You can keep making the same excuses. You can keep going round in the same cycle of chaos. And you keep doing the same things over and over again. Make sense? I hope that does. And it is sometimes the whole thought process of when you leave people behind is it's difficult. You lose friendships. I would probably say that the people who I value the most in the world, I could probably count on one hand. And I think as we get older, we realise that more and more and more and more. One of my clients messaged me the other day saying, all my mates that are meant to be mates haven't really reached out, haven't really done anything. Haven't really, he's going through a tough time, he's going through a tough period, having lost someone. And he's like, none of them have reached out. And it's when you start growing, you suddenly realise that actually, you don't. I'm a big believer. If you have real, true, deep purpose, you don't necessarily need lots of friends. You just need a few people that you can surround yourself with, that you can share and confide in, to help continue that growth. A lot of my friends, all my closest friends, live around the country, live around the world. My best friend, I'm lucky enough, is my wife, and my older kids, and my younger kids, but trying to have a conversation with them sensibly. Do you know what I mean? So look around your surroundings. Your environment is going to dictate your success. And if you start to notice patterns of disconnect between belief systems, communication, what you believe in, what you want to achieve, then it's probably an indicator that it's time to maybe just move away and reach your potential. If you're going to reach your potential, guys, you've got to be around the right people. Anyway, I hope that helps. So on the link here is the waiting list for our Awaken Your Potential 3-day online experience. This is a totally free experience, throwing at you the potential of 5K's worth of training, okay, because there are tons of bonuses that I've put in with this as well. And they're going to be limited free places, so anyone on the waiting list is going to get priority. Go and click the link. I'm going to put it up as soon as I finish this video. I forgot to at the start. And get yourself on the waiting list. This is going to be, I think, one of the best training evolutions that we've done so far, in terms of extracting all of the good stuff out of you to have the self-belief that you need to reach your absolute potential. Okay, and you've got to believe that. So have a great couple of days, and I'll see you Friday. In the comments, let me know what your #1 takeaway was.